if you really want to do this and invest time and money into
absolutely.
it. So just basic, this is my equipment rig that I usually carry with me during my investigations. It consists of two
Oh, that's not much.
two high definition recorders and a millimeter that has different add-ons to it. But the two recorders is the basis of the rig. And so the hearing range, our ears can hear, depending on how good you can hear, from 20 to 20,000 hertz or 20 kilohertz. So there's two spectrums of audio that we can't hear. Below our hearing range is infrasound. Above our hearing range is ultrasound. So in EVP, absolutely, in EVP and disembodied voice, a lot of newcomers and a lot of new investigators sometimes get confused or think they're the same thing. But an EVP, as you guys know, is a voice that we don't hear live. We only hear on playback. So that means the spirit or whoever talked to us in one of the two spectrums that we can't hear. So that would be infrasound or ultrasound. So you want a recorder that can cover all three spectrums, right? So most of the recorders, like the recorder in your phone, I mean, we've come a long way with cell phones, but the recorder in your phone, most phones only cover a very small spectrum of the spectrum that we can hear. So you're not even reaching those two spectrums. So you want a recorder that covers all three spans. So this recorder on top here, the Tascam, covers all three spectrum. It covers from around 8 hertz to 96,000 hertz. So so it covers all three. So when you do analysis, like some of my best clips that I've captured after running through voice analysis and spectrum analysis, I found that the EVPs are captured mostly on the infrasound spectrum, the sound spectrum below our hearing. Why that is, I have no idea. Not much is captured. Not much is captured on ultrasound, except for like mechanical sounds that can't be explained, or some residual sounds have been captured on ultrasound. So you want a recorder that covers all three spectrums. That's the main piece when you're looking for a recorder. The other really important thing when you're buying a recorder is you don't want a recorder that compresses its data. Now, what that means, like MP3 format is a compressed format. So what that does, now I just explained how a recorder can cover, that recorder can cover all three spectrums. A recorder, most IC recorders record in a compressed format. So that's recorders with internal memory. So what compression does is it erases all of the sound that's recorded that's out of our hearing range, and only leaves the recordings that are captured within our range to make a smaller file. So uncompressed format is extremely large, but that's what you need if you want a better chance of capturing something that you didn't hear live. So WAV format is a good uncompressed format. If you're using a Mac, AIFF is what all my files are. So my top recorder is, I listen real time with headphones. I have them on during the whole investigation. My second recorder, again, covers all of those spectrums, and I have it attached to a shotgun mic, so I can pinpoint in certain directions if somebody's hearing certain noises in certain rooms without disrupting the atmosphere in that area, because that's the worst thing you can do. If something's happening in an area, you don't want to rush in. There's been so many times where somebody starts experiencing something and somebody rushes in and it dissipates. You don't know if something was going to manifest in front of them. You don't know if someone was about to get touched. You just don't know because you ruined it. So you want to stay away when something's happening to a team member or something.
That's a good point. Very good point. I learned a whole lot right there. I mean, seriously, about the different, the frequencies, the different type of recorders. So what you have, is one of them going to be, I mean, did both of them cover all three spectrums?
Both of them, well, the Tascam covers all three spectrums. The Sony only covers two, a little bit of infrasound and the spectrum that we can hear. So I like to number them 1, 2, and 3. 2 is the level we can hear, and 1 and 3 are levels we can't. So the Sony can cover 1 and 2. But the reason why that's okay is because, like I said, not much is captured in ultrasound. And a lot of people, like we were talking before the show, a lot of people need to focus on analyzing their evidence,
Right.
Because that's where the magic is. You can have a recorder and you can do a whole EVP session and think you have something great, but until you run it through a voice analysis software, my software, if all of us are in a room together doing an EVP session, all of us have different voices. We all sound different. Even the people that sound the same sound different when you look at it in a spectrograph. So this voice analysis software will assign each of us a color. When the audio is imported into the software, it'll show up as lines. So Max will show up as a line, I'll show up as a different colored line. And when you focus in on what you think may be an EVP, it should show up as a different color, or it won't show up at all. You'll still hear something, but it won't have a voice signature. A lot of times, we'll upload it into the software, and the thing that we think is great is actually somebody else, because we're able to assign a signature to that person's voice. They may be in another room, but the voice analysis software can still pick it up.
That's awesome.
So what I'm trying to do, and what we're trying to do, is get rid of all the junk. We want to really try our best to get the good stuff, because the more good stuff that we get, the more we can focus on improving what is working. So that's what we're doing. Analyzing is key, and the type of recording you get is key.
That's awesome. Right.
Yeah, see,
that explains a lot to me.
I like to use my Zoom H4n. That's what I like to use.
Great. Zoom recorders are awesome. They cover a great range.
I want to get a shotgun mic to use for it, like how you have. I've been wanting to do that for a while. It's just I don't know. I have a hard time deciding which one I want.
Yeah. Okay. Rode makes great shotgun mics.
Yeah.
They may be a little pricey, but like I said, if you're really into this, then go big or go home, I guess,
bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, I'm an ultrasound tech, so the whole conversation makes a lot of sense to me.
Great.
So, yeah.
Great.
Anyway,
and
that's good information.
I respect if somebody's using a $20 recorder and they are getting good stuff for some reason, I respect that, and go right ahead and keep doing what you're doing. But this is what's working for me, and just passing along the information.
That's good information.
There's $20 recorders. Where are these at?
I know, right?
eBay,
right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can get a used one for $20.
The real cheap ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the ones that we bought have never been $20.
Another quick tell is if it's advertised as a voice recorder rather than an audio recorder. A voice recorder is meant to record your voice. It doesn't have the technology to record further than that spectrum. So an audio recorder most likely can cover a wider spectrum. So just by the title on the packaging will lead you in the right direction.
We need to go shopping. I do. Yay!
Somebody wants to know what a shotgun light.
No, shotgun mic. Microphone.
Shotgun mic.
Okay. I thought they probably misunderstood what we're saying.
So this is a shotgun microphone. Yep, a shotgun microphone. So basically, you can plug it into a recording device, and it basically records straight forward. It can record like up to 25 feet straight. So if you're in one room and you want to record like in a different room on the other side of the room that you're in, you can stay in the same exact spot and just point that towards the room, and you can record in that direction. So if you're hearing something in another room, you don't want to disrupt what's going on, so you just stay in the one spot. It's worked good for me. When I usually do a review, I will link the two up. I usually start them off and then clap so I can line them up perfectly.
Yeah, sync them up. Yep.
Yep.
I've had all of them do that.
Yeah, that's what Max does.
With video and audio, I'll have them sit there and like, ready?
Absolutely.
Clap.
Yep.
Yeah, we like, you want us to what? And he's like, clap. Okay.
Right.
You're happy and you know it claps.
But after the first time, then we're like, okay, we'll clap.
Yeah, makes it
And
10
now
times
somebody
easier.
also commented and called you a mad scientist. Do you know who that
Oh,
could
I
be?
know who that is. That's my good buddy.
Who is that? How do you
Hello,
say his
sir.
last name? How do you say his last name?
I don't even see it.
Harry?
Harry?
Yep.
I saw.
Okay. Yeah, he said, look at all the cool stuff in the background. The mad scientist has taste, class, and is very dynamic.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Yeah,
That
Dustin.
sounds like him.
Dustin
He
Perry
is-
commented earlier.
He said, it's thebomb.com. Love, my brother.
Cool.
Wow.
Your
I'd like to
poster
have
from the
Dustin on
movie.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commented, said he needs to be on here sometime.
Yeah, I've tried getting
yeah.
a hold of him, but I can't.
I've mentioned it to him. He's just been really so busy right now. Lectures. He's just started up his motivational stuff, so
We'll let it
it's been-
slide this time then.
he's been doing good with it.
I'm joking. So anyways, enough about Dustin. You're on the show tonight, so let's talk about you.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. So I have a
Somebody
question.
commented game cameras are awesome with night vision. They caught 4 entities in their home with 4 different nights.
Sarah's
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, game cameras are great. We have a few of them. I like how you can record video and just still pictures. We've gotten there was one instance where we were in a historical location that was involved with the Great Swamp War, King Philip's War, and we set up a trap cam and recorded a door opening. So they've definitely become useful for us. One of my main rules is when I'm getting a piece of equipment, it has to data log. It has to record in some way. Or otherwise it's not useful to me, because what I'm doing when I go into an investigation is I'm collecting data. Everything is data. So your baselines, I like to follow the scientific method as closely as possible. So your baseline will be your control. So if you're taking EMF readings, you want to take your baseline, and all the data you collect after that would be useless without your baseline, because you have nothing to compare it to. So you should see patterns, and if there's a abnormality in the pattern, then that's something you should focus in on more. So all of my equipment has to have some sort of data logging function to it.
That's good. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Did your parents experience, or anyone else in your family experience, things in the home where you first saw these, spirits that you felt were Native American? And what's the historical background of, the property that y'all lived on?
Well, the first part of your question, yes. My mother and my grandmother were probably, my mother, my grandmother, and myself were probably the more prominent ones that experienced things. We all had heard the dogs running upstairs. My grandmother had seen different things that I hadn't seen. She had woken up in the middle of the night and thought somebody was breaking in, and obviously there was nobody there. As far as the history of the location, I had heard that at one point it was a coal mine in the area. Plus, all of New England, everywhere you go is all Native American. We had, Great Swamp War, King Philip's War, so all Narragansetts, and
You're right.
so I'm sure there's definitely reason for there to be Native stuff in the area.
Right.
So yes to both.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still experience things whether they're in that home or not? Have they still had further experiences?
Well, we have since moved from that home. The home that we moved to the one I'm in now, we've experienced some different things.